Looks like we're setting up for the kickoff. Troy will be kicking the ball off to Spring Hill in the first half. As the ref's starting to get prepared. And game's off. Eric Miller kicks off. And ball is recovered by Mike Short, taken out to number 6, TJ Schmaltz of Spring Hill College. Ball's passed out to Fly Half. Fly Half takes it out to number 13, Braxton Murray. Spring Hill is taken down just before the 50. There is a penalty. Looks like it's a penalty against Spring Hill. No, it looks like it'll be out in touch. It's going to be a line out. Troy has the ball. Looks like we have a 3-man line out for Spring Hill. We'll have a 2-man line out for Spring Hill. Troy gets the ball out. The ball is out to Eric Milliner. Milliner takes it in to Catlin Miller. And penalty is blown. We have a free kick call for against Troy. It'll be Spring Hill's ball taking the kick from just outside the 50. Ryan Flynn passes the ball off, and it's taken in. Number 7, Mike Mitzer gets the ball around, takes it inside Troy territory. Goes in for contact. Spring Hill still controls the ball. Passes out to Ryan Flynn, and Flynn knocks the ball on. It will be a scrum advantage to Troy, just out inside Troy territory. As the scrum is being set up. Calls being made. Ball being put in by scrum half Eric Milner. And the scrum has been blown. Movement, a little bit of movement there. As prepare a reset of the scrum, and calls being made. And the scrum is engaged. Milner puts the ball in, and the ball comes out Spring Hill side. It's out. Ball's out to Ryan Flynn. Ryan Flynn takes the ball in, goes into contact. Spring Hill immediately goes over for the ruck, and there is a penalty. We have an offsides against Troy. Spring Hill gets the ball. Number 8-man Jacob Campos takes the ball down the middle of the field, passes it off. Number 7 Mike Mitcher takes the ball out, takes it out to the left side, tries to make a dodge, and ball is still in Spring Hill territory, is still in Spring Hill possession. Spring Hill gets the ball inside Troy territory. Ball's taken out. Ryan Flynn gets the ball out to the outside wing, and we have a knock-on by number 14, Joey Bailey. It will be Troy's ball at the 22-meter line. We have a penalty set up against Troy. Will be Spring Hill's ball, negating the knock-on. Ryan Flynn takes the kick in. Ball's given to Mitzer. Mitzer is taking the ball down the middle. There's a scrum pile-up, ruck pile-up inside Troy territory, just inside the 10. Number 9, Will Ward, is directing the pass. Will Ward gets the ball out, taking it out to number 14, Joey Bailey. Bailey is taken down immediately. Ruck is formed. Ball is passed out. It is now in possession of Harry Corbin. Corbin is wrapped up and taken down by number 8-man James Matthew. Spring Hill still maintains control of the ball as the ball is taken out. Ball's passed into Flynn. Flynn takes the ball down the middle, dodges 2 players, and is taken down back inside the 5-meter line for Spring Hill of Troy. Ball is passed out to number 5, Ian Riddick. Riddick, still on his feet, is And it looks like we have a maul being formed. It looks like it'll be penalty advantage to Spring Hill, but the maul is still being maintained. And the call has been blown. Ref is calling for a scrum at the 5 at a non-moving maul. As the team set up, you have number 11, Kyle Avery, out to your left, and you have your 4 backers, Flynn, Enneman, Murray, and Bailey out to your right-hand side, and you have fullback Corbin sitting back waiting for the protection. It looks like the scrum has been blown up again. It looks like it will be Troy ball inside their 5-meter line. As we wait, and it's a kick, and Troy kicks the ball out. It just gets them just outside. Kick by Eric Milner, not too far out. They're still deep inside their territory, but they're at the 22-meter line. It'll be a line out for Troy advantage. Throwing in for Troy is Kyle Fortuna, their hooker. Looks like there was a little bit of a mistake, as Spring Hill College will be taking the line out. Number 2, Alejandro Chavez will be throwing in for Spring Hill College. Looks like we have a full line out. Spring Hill recovers the ball, and the whistle is blown. Looks like it will be a not straight ball. It'll be Troy University's ball at the 22s, taking the line out. 2-man line out for Troy. Troy was attempting to do a quick line out, but they did not have a chance. Had to wait for Spring Hill to actually reset. Ball is thrown in. Troy recovers the ball, and the ball hits the ground, and we have another blown play on penalty. Looks like we have a knock on by Eric Milner. And it will be Spring Hill College's scrum at the 22-meter line inside Troy territory. Looks like we're waiting for them. We have a little bit of a switch over. Number 9, Will Wards, is going to be setting up the pass for Spring Hill. And the scrum is engaged. And ball's in. And Troy steals the ball, and it is Troy's possession. Troy taking it up the field. Taken down just at their 22-meter line. Just at their 22-meter line as they crash it down again. Number 8-man, James Matthew, takes the ball inside. Troy taking quick contact, trying to just weaken the line and suck the Spring Hill players in just a little bit. Ruck is formed, and quick hit by number 14, Joey Bailey, on the oncoming Troy player as they try and steal the ball within the ruck. And we have another penalty. It's going to be a free kick. It's going to be a scrum. Spring Hill advantage scrum just outside the 22-meter line inside Troy territory. Have 4 for Spring Hill. You have 4 backers to your left, 1 to your right. Have a blown up play. Looks like it'll be a free kick for Troy. A little bit of movement inside that scrum, and Troy will take advantage of this free play. And ball is passed out to the center, taken out to the outside center. Rondell's taken down. Number 13, Rondell's taken down, and we have another penalty. It'll be in favor of Troy. Spring Hill is backed up inside Troy territory still. Eric Milner is set to take the penalty kick. And penalty kick is caught by the trees and kept inside, but I do believe they're going to call that as going out into touch. It'll be just at the 45-meter mark. It'll be a line out, Troy advantage at the 45-meter mark. Setting up a two-man line out for Troy. Spring Hill having to back up to match the numbers properly. Refs having us hold on, and the ball is out, and Spring Hill manages to take the ball from the Troy throw-in. Pass out to number 1, Connor Wilkins. Wilkins is taking the ball in deep, and he passes it out to the center, Murray. Murray is taken down immediately, just inside the 45-meter. Spring Hill gets the ball out. Number 5, Ian Riddick, takes the ball in, and he's taken down, and we have another penalty. Looks like it'll be Spring Hill scrum. Spring Hill will be taking it inside Troy territory, just inside the 45. As we set up for the next scrum. Looks like we have a little bit of confusion on the Troy side as we have some players still trying to come in. Refs trying to get ready to set up. And we have scrum, and the scrum is engaged. Spring Hill gets the ball in. Looks like Troy has stolen the ball out to Eric Milner. Milner taking it out to number 10, Michael Arbor, and Arbor is taken down immediately. Looks like Spring Hill, and we have another penalty. Looks like Spring Hill tried to pull the ball out from inside the collapsed ruck, and they were penalized for it, for not going through the tunnel. It'll be Troy's ball, still inside Troy territory. Eric Milner setting up, giving off to Matthews for Troy. He takes it out and takes it back to Troy's 45-meter line. They have a huge ruck, and it looks like we have another penalty in favor of Troy. Spring Hill's kind of backing themselves up another 10 meters to be able to make up for the penalty. Eric Milner setting up to kick the ball out for Troy, and the ball goes out. And it does not go out into touch. It is kept inside by Bailey, and we have a penalty. Bailey knocks the ball on the tackle by Milner. It's going to be Troy's ball inside Spring Hill territory, just inside the Spring Hill 45-meter line. Eric Milner setting up to be able to take the ball, put the ball into the scrum. As we're setting up here for Troy, it looks like we have five backs out to their right and one out to the far left side of the field. They do not have a full back standing back. He is within the back line. Number 10, Mike Arbor, setting up to receive the pass. And it looks like we have a turned scrum. It's going to be a re-scrum. Troy advantage still. as we have all players setting up and re-preparing for a re-scrum. Eric Milner still setting up to put the ball in, and the scrum is engaged. There's a little bit of movement in the scrum early. Looks like it's kept within Troy, and 8-man Matthews takes the ball in, taken out to Harbor. Taken out to Yorick Hessing. Hessing gets the ball out to Matthews. Matthews breaks a tackle, taking it inside the Spring Hill 22. Ball is knocked out, but it is still Troy possession. We have a penalty. Troy advantage penalty. It's taken back, way back near the 45 meter, about the 35 meter. Looks like we'll have a little bit of a ref review, trying to determine exactly what the penalty was and who it favors. So we have a penalty going in favor of Troy. Going to be a penalty kick, high tackle. Eric Milner has the ball, setting up his forwards to be able to receive. Ball goes out to number 12, Yorick Hessing. Hessing is taken down by Mitzer. Mitzer, the ruckus form. Milner gets the ball out, and Troy takes the ball down the middle, sets up the ruck, and still in possession inside Troy territory. We have a penalty advantage for Troy, an offside, not coming down through the gate. Spring Hill is back behind their 22-meter line. Milner sets up to make the penalty kick into touch, and kick is taken just inside the 22-meter line, about the 15-meter line inside Spring Hill territory. We have a time-off call by the ref. We'll talk, and we will be right back after the call has been finished being made. Want to keep up with rugby news in your region? Check out online YouTube show Grow Rugby. We will keep you up with what's going on in rugby in the United States. Check us out on Fridays or Saturdays. Watch Grow Rugby at www.youtube.com/Gifttime Rugby Network. That's www.youtube.com/Gifttime Rugby Network. All right, and we're back. Looks like there was a little discussion between the captains and the refs. Still going to be a line out to Troy. 2-man line out being set up. No, we have a 4-man line out for Troy. A little change up from what they've been doing earlier. Ball will be thrown in by number 2, Kyle Fortuna. Ball's being set. Refs set up. And ball's out. And Spring Hill attempts to get the ball, but loses it, and Troy recovers their fumbled rugby. Ball is passed out to number 3, Corey Norton for Troy, and we have another penalty. We have a little bit of crossing players, so it'll be a penalty advantage towards Spring Hill College. Taken just inside their 22, inside the Spring Hill 22-meter line. Number 10, Will Ward, sets up for the ball and passes it out to Connor Wilkins, who knocks it on inside the 22. We'll have a scrum advantage to Troy, set up just outside the 22-meter line. Setting up for the scrum, we have a 5-man back out to the far left for Troy. 1 backer out to the right. The fullback is moving behind the scrum itself, setting up as a rover. And the scrum is engaged. Ball is put in, and Spring Hill steals the ball. Scrum looks like, and we have another penalty. It's going to be Spring Hill ball. It's going to be penalty advantage to Spring Hill. Penalty is on Troy's number 9, Eric Milner. Looks like he went off sides. Number 10, Flynn is taking the ball for Spring Hill. Passes it out to number 8, Jacob Campos, as he is hit immediately and is taken down. Ball is out of the ruck. Ball is passed to Spring Hill, and we have a high tackle by number 5, Norton Salary. I'm sorry, not Norton Salary, Natwin Salary. Jake Matthews and Captain Ryan Flynn are discussing it with the ref on the high tackle. Looks like another warning is being given to both teams. It's going to be Spring Hill ball. Just about the 20, 30, 15 meter line. Flynn takes the ball out to number 9, Will Ward. Ward takes the ball out to number 12, Eneman. Eneman dodges the ball and is taken down just past the 22-meter line. It's still inside Spring Hill territory. Ruck is formed. Ward loses the ball, and we have a knock-on inside the ruck. It's going to be Troy ball just outside the 22-meter line inside Spring Hill territory. This has been a pretty even match. Both teams have been highly penalized this game. Have a little bit of a concentration issue. This can happen with it being the first game of the season for everyone. We have a setup. Scrum being set and engaged. Milner gets the ball in. Troy maintains advantage. 8-man Matthews takes the ball in, passes out to Milner. Milner is taken down immediately. Ruck is immediately formed. Number 12, Cole Eneman for Troy takes the ball in, gets it inside the 22 of Spring Hill territory. Number 5, Riddick, number 5, Salary, gets the ball down, and we have another penalty, another offsides, a penalty advantage to Troy, and it looks like Troy will be setting up for the penalty kick for points. Kick is being set up and set for Eric Milner. As we prepare and we set up, both teams anxiously waiting. Milner sets the kick, and the kick is good. We have the first points of the day. Troy University 3, Spring Hill 0, with the first kick by Milner of the day. Both teams set up at the 50, Troy getting ready to return the kick. Spring Hill rushing up to the line to kick the ball off. It'll be number 9, Will Ward, taking the ball to kick for this kickoff. Ward setting up, and the ball is kicked. And it goes into touch Bounce out. It will be inside Troy territory, just between the 45 and the 22. We're looking about 30 meters right there. It's going to be Troy ball on the line out. Troy setting up. We have number 2, Kyle Fortuna, throwing in for Troy. We have a 4-man line out for Troy. And Spring Hill intercepts the ball, takes it out. Number 5, Ian Riddick takes the ball in. Riddick is taken down immediately, and ruckus forms. Spring Hill keeps maintenance of the ball. It is passed out to Flynn. Flynn gets the ball out to Murray. Murray tries to jump step it, gets it out to the fullback Corbin. Corbin takes it out to the far left hash of the field inside Troy territory at the 22-meter line. We have another penalty blow up. Looks like it's going to be a penalty advantage to Troy. Looks like we have another offsides play. Milner setting up to kick the ball into touch. And the ball is kicked and gets caught up in the trees. It has not come down yet. Looks like the lineout will be set up at the 35-meter line inside Troy territory as players try and get the ball down from the tree. We have a replacement ball coming in. Fortuna sets up to throw in for the lineout. We have a 4-man line out. One right at the 15-meter mark. And we have a direct throw in going into number 5, Natwin Salary. Salary keeps control of the ball. Ball is passed out to Danny Miller for Troy. Miller takes the ball in and is taken directly into contact. Milner gets the ball to number 6, James Zedeker. Zedeker takes the ball directly into contact. Matthews gets the ball down and is closer to the 50-meter line as Troy slowly is eating away at this Spring Hill defense. Back-to-back crashes, and we have another penalty. It'll be a penalty advantage to Troy, taken back at the 45-meter line. We have an offsides against Spring Hill College. A little bit of issues getting that last foot behind, getting that spacing behind that last foot to set the offsides line. Milner takes the ball, kicks the ball out, and almost hits us, but it is taken inside Spring Hill College territory, just at the 30-meter line. It'll be Troy ball at the 30-meter line inside Spring Hill territory. We have a 2-man line out. Matthews will be lifting for Troy. And Spring Hill takes the control of the ball, steals the ball in the line out. Ball gets out to Flynn. Flynn takes it out to Murray. Murray gets the ball inside to Corbin. Corbin takes it back out to Murray. And ball is lost by Spring Hill. Troy recovers the ball inside Spring Hill territory. Ball is passed out, set to crash inside for number 12, Yorick Hessing. Hessing gets the ball out to Salary. Salary crashes inside the 45. Milner runs the ball out, and the ball is tentatively taken in by number 13, Dowdle. Dowdle maintains possession on the scrum, and we have another penalty. It's going to be a penalty advantage to Spring Hill as Troy backs up just outside the 50-meter line. Flynn takes the ball on the tap and passes out to Corbin. Corbin cuts back inside and is taken down immediately by Kyle Avery for Troy. Ball's taken out by number 7, Mitcher. Mitcher takes the ball to Connor Wilkins. Wilkins spins around, taking it around the outside, opening to open space on the outside part, right side of the field, taking it down the field, breaks a tackle. He's given open space. He gets in and slides in for the try. First try of the day taken in by prop Connor Wilkins. Setting up for the point after. Setting up for the point after for Spring Hill. We have still undetermined. Looks like we have a little bit of an injury to Braxton Murray as he runs up limping. Number 9, Will Wards, is setting up to make the point after kick for Spring Hill College. And the drop kick is attempted and missed. It will be, the score is 5-3 in the first half of Spring Hill versus Troy. Spring Hill sets up to receive the ball as Troy steps up to be able to make the kick. Both teams getting ready, already looking like the day heat is starting to affect them, as well a little bit of the weariness of a tough battle is happening. Eric Milner setting up to kick the ball off. Waiting for the whistle, for the ref's whistle to be able to go ahead and make the attempt. And Milner gets the ball off. And it is recovered by number 7, Mike Mitcher, but he immediately drops the ball. The knock on against Spring Hill. It'll be Troy's ball inside Spring Hill territory. It's Troy's ball. We have all the backs out to the far left side, setting up to take the ball after the scrum. Eric Milner putting in for Troy. And the scrum is engaged. And we have a whistle blowing up the scrum. Looks like we had a little bit of a turn. Scrum is re-engaged. And Spring Hill gets the ball. Ward takes the ball out and Milner recovers it. It is Troy possession. And Troy crashes the ball inside. Another two-man crash, just trying to eat away at the defense to open up the field. Looks like we have a setup for another crash as they get closer to the Spring Hill 22-meter line. Looks like we have another penalty. Looks like the penalty is going to be a penalty advantage to Troy. Eric Milner taking the tap. Milner setting up. And Milner takes the ball out. Ball's taken into number 12, Hessing. Hessing crashes the ball and is taken into a maul as he is still on his feet and taken down inside the 22-meter line in Spring Hill territory. Milner gets the ball out to his forward. Forward crashes it down, taking it inside the 10-meter line. Ball's passed out to Matthews. Matthews spins, pushes the ball, taking to the 5. It looks like we have a stolen ball by Spring Hill. Spring Hill, number 13, Bailey Murray. Braxton Murray. Murray gets the ball and is taken down on a high tackle. It's going to be a penalty advantage to Spring Hill. Just still in Spring Hill territory at the 30-meter line for Spring Hill. It will be the refs are going to discuss to determine what the extent of the penalty is. Number 10, Flynn, is setting up with the ball as we have a captain's meeting with the ref.
Terrible call, Derby. Make sure you tell them that at halftime.
Looks like number 12, Yorick Hessing, is being brought in for the high tackle on Murray. Looks like as we wait to determine what the full punishment is. Doesn't look like we're getting a card, but it looks like we have another warning. Hessing is still on the field, and it'll be Spring Hill ball just outside the 45-meter line. Flynn takes the ball out, passes it out to number 8, Jacob Campos. Campos is taken down just outside the 50-meter line. Ruck is formed. Ball's passed out to number 7, Mike Mitzer. Mitcher gets it inside Troy territory, and a knocked-on ball by Ian Riddick. Number 5, Ian Riddick for Spring Hill. We have a penalty. Another captain's meeting, and it looks like we're getting our first yellow card. Looks like flanker Catlin Milner will be in the sin bin. It's going to be Troy down a man, 14-15 on the roster lineup. Looks like we have a scrum set up. We have a scrum set up for a scrum advantage for Spring Hill, just outside the 50-meter line, inside Spring Hill territory. We have 3 backs to the left, 1 back to the right, and we have two backs, number 14 and 15, sitting back for Spring Hill. Looks like Troy gets the ball off. Ball's passed out, taken in by Troy, crashed inside Spring Hill territory. Troy sets up the ruck. We have a one-man ruck. Spring Hill attempts to crash that ruck and is unable to hold possession of the ball. Number 12, Hessing, takes the ball deep inside Spring Hill territory at the 45. Ball's passed and crashed down by number 3, Corey Norton. I'm sorry, that's number 1, Danny Miller. We have a penalty. We have a penalty against We have a knock-on with the scrum advantage going to Spring Hill. I was not exactly sure who made that knock-on, but it'll be a scrum advantage to Spring Hill. Ward setting up to put the ball in. And the scrum is moving a little bit, and we have a whistle call on movement in the scrum. Ref going to re-explain what to do within a scrum so that they can get this down on this second attempt. Bind is set and engaged. Scrum is set and the ball's directly out. We have a re-scrum. Looks like we have a little bit of antibodies inside the scrum. Ref is attempting to re-explain, set this up, and attempt for the third time. Scrum is set, and Spring Hill maintains possession of the ball. Number 8, Jacob Campos, takes the ball, and we have a penalty. We have a knock-on number 8, Jacob Campos. It'll be Troy's ball inside Spring Hill territory, just about the 35-meter line. It'll be a scrum just off of the home side left hash mark, right hash mark. Eric Milner setting up to put the ball in for Troy. Scrum is steady, and the ball's in. Troy maintains possession. Milner takes a quick out. Ball's taken in by number 11, Dylan Lindsay. Ruck is made, and Matthews takes the short crash. Number 5, Salary takes a short crash, and we have a Spring Hill strip as number 7, Merrick, takes the ball down to center and is taken down just outside the 50-meter line in Spring Hill territory. Number 9, Ward, gets the ball out to Flynn. Flynn dodges one tackler, breaks the tackle, passes out to number 12, Cole Enneman. Enneman is taken down just inside Troy territory at the 45. Ball's taken out and is crashed inside the 45-meter line. Ward setting up the pass, passes out to Wilkins. Wilkins crashes the ball inside, passes out to number 8, Campos. Campos is taken down at the 30, inside Troy territory. Ward passes out to Flynn. Flynn to Enneman. Enneman passes out to Corbin, and we have a penalty, a forward pass against Spring Hill. It'll be Troy's ball. We're going to have a scrum advantage to Troy inside their territory in about the 33-meter line. It's a beautiful sunny day here in Spring Hill. Looks like it's about 88 degrees outside right now. Cool winds. Milner gets the ball out for Troy. Passes out to Hessing. Hessing gets it out to Dowdle. Dowdle takes it out to the winger, number 11, Dylan Lindsay. Ball's taken out of the ruck to Matthews. Matthews is tackled immediately and taken down just inside the 45-meter line of Troy. A short crash is attempted, and we have a knock-on on Troy by Hessing. And that's halftime. Score is 5-3, Spring Hill up. Off for Spring Hill, it looks like we're going to have Will Wards. It's been a tough game, highly penalized games for both of these teams as they've struggled to make a lot of movement. Looks like a lot of first game jitters. We'll see if this second half is a little bit better. So we are setting up to take the start the second half. Refs getting both teams ready. And kick is off. Ball's recovered by number 8, Matthews for Troy. Troy makes a stiff arm, breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, taking it down the middle of the field. It is just him on his own, taken down by number 7, Mitzer. Mitzer is immediately rucked over by Troy, and we have a penalty. It's going to be a penalty advantage to Troy University. Troy getting the ball inside the Spring Hill College 30-meter line. Penalty is against Spring Hill. Matthews setting up to tap the ball. Ball's passed out to Fortuna. Fortuna gets the pass, is hit, spins out, and is taken down near the 22-meter line. Troy rucks over. Ball's passed out to Norton. Norton crashes and just takes it right over to 22, staying on his feet. We have another pass, another crashing play. Number 4, Harris. Harris is taken down immediately as they continue to wear down this defense. Fortuna takes the ball to the outside hash and is taken down just a few meters in. Spring Hill starting to wrap up, and we have a penalty. It's going to be a penalty advantage to Troy. It looks like we're having a little discussion with the ref and Spring Hill's captain. With number 7, Mitzer, it looks like we have a sin bin on number 7, Mitzer. It's going to be a yellow card, so Spring Hill will be playing down a man inside their territory, just outside the 22-meter. Troy takes the ball out and takes it to Matthews. Matthews sets up the Maul. Maul is being pushed inside the 10-meter line, inside Spring Hill territory, and is crashed at the 5. Troy's setting up the ruck, trying to clean out the ruck. We have a little bit of a little feisty inside the ruck. Number 2, Fortuna gets the ball, it crashes down and takes to the left side. It is a score for Troy. Pushes Troy up 8-5 at the beginning of the second half. It is 3 minutes into the second half. Troy setting up just outside that left hash mark at about setting up the kick. Eric Milner setting up for the point after. And as we set up and wait, and Milner gets the ball off, and it is good. Troy goes up 10-5 in the second half. Troy's running back setting up for the kick return as Ward runs up to set up for the kick for Spring Hill. Team's looking a little bit less tired as they took a nice little half to be able to get their breath out. Ward spinning the ball, getting ready to set up for the kick. Looks like the ref is trying to discuss a little bit, get the Spring Hill players on side. Ward kicks the ball off. And it is not quite 10, so it is going to be a 50-meter scrum for Troy. As we're setting up, Eric Milner setting up to put the ball in. Hopefully some of these jitters have gotten out so they can keep these scrums on the first try. We have a 5-man back line all to your left side of the field. Number 11, Lindsay, looks like he's about to push back into the fullback spot. And we have 4-man and a 1 backer out to the far right side of the field. Scrum is engaged. Milner gets the ball in. And Matthews takes the ball on the 8-man out, breaks a tackle, passes off, and we have a knock ball. It will be a scrum advantage to Spring Hill, inside Spring Hill territory, just about the 40-meter line. Looks like we are trying to set up for another scrum. It's going to be Spring Hill ball just inside their territory, about the 40-meter line. Ward sets up to push the ball in. We have a little bit of a warning for the ref to keep those legs still as they're setting up for the initial scrum before the ball is put in. There's no advantages given within the scrum itself. Just the person who gets the ball to put in. Yeah. We have scrum engagement. Ward gets the ball in. Passes back. Ward gets the ball out. And Spring Hill kicks the ball out. It is inside Troy territory. We have Troy trying to kick the ball out. It looks like, and we have a pickup by number 12, Enneman. And it is a score for Spring Hill. On the kick, number 12, Enneman recovered the missed recovery by Troy, putting it in. It is 10. It is 10 to 10. It is 10 to 10 for, of course, setting up for the point after. Cole Enneman was the one who managed to recover the missed time ball for the Spring Hill score. It looks like the score is actually negated. It looks like we had a little bit of a penalty, a scrum penalty. Scrum penalty back at the Spring Hill 45-meter line. That whole play, an amazing play by Enneman, is off the book. So it is still 10 to 5. Troy up. It's going to be a Spring Hill advantage at the scrum as we reset the scrum. And the scrum is engaged. And we have a turn. It's going to still be scrum advantage, even though with the attempted twist on the play. On the scrum, the ref looks like they're trying to discuss and keep these men set so they can keep the scrum still until the ball is put in. And the scrum is engaged. Ward gets the ball in, and we have a free kick for Troy. Ball was not straight. Inside Troy territory at the 45. Inside Spring Hill territory at the 45-meter line. Troy has recovery of the ball. We have a fake out, passing out to Hessing. Hessing out to Dowdle. Dowdle passing out to Lindsay. Lindsay is taken down at the 45 still and kept on his feet and taken down for the ruck. Troy maintaining the ruck. Passes out to number 1, Danny Miller. Miller crashes through, going past the 45-meter line, and we have another penalty. It's going to be a scrum advantage to Spring Hill. It was a knock on by number 1, Danny Miller, for Troy. Spring Hill is setting up for a split backfield. 2 backs on the left, 2 backs on the right, full back right directly behind the scrum, and we flipped it over. The backs are to the far left side of the field. 1 back to the right, and we have another penalty. A reset of the scrum. Scrum is reset. Scrum is set, and ball is in. Looks like Troy is taking advantage of it, and Matthews for Troy takes the ball on the 8-man pickup. Lindsay picks up the ball and is taken down immediately. Troy sets up for the ruck inside Spring Hill territory, just outside the 22-meter line, and Spring Hill attempts to intercept the ball and is pushed into touch. It'll be a Troy throw-in. No, we have a Spring Hill throw-in. Troy was pushed into touch. I am once again incorrect. It is a penalty against Troy. It'll be Spring Hill advantage inside Spring Hill territory, just outside the 22-meter line for Spring Hill. We have 5 backs to the far right side of the field. We have 1 back to the far left for Spring Hill. And the ball's straight out. Troy recovers the ball, passes out to Hessing. Hessing is taken down. Troy sets up the ruck. Milner takes it out. And number 6, Zedeker crashes the ball inside. Zedeker crashes the ball inside. Milner gets the ball and takes it just past the 22. Ball is popped out. Spring Hill gets the ball. Looks like Wilkins is trying to set up for a run. Passes down to his compadre. That was number 8, Jacob Campos, who's taking the ball, and he's taken at the Spring Hill 45. Ruck is set up at the 45, and we have a penalty. It's going to be a penalty advantage to Troy. No. It's all right. We have a little confusion by the ref on who the penalty advantage is for. He's saying it's a penalty advantage for Troy, but it looks like Spring Hill will be taking the ball. So, all right, it'll be penalty advantage for Spring Hill on the offsides play by not rolling away by Troy. Ball is kicked out and hits our tent. It's going to be Spring Hill. It's going to be a Spring Hill ball. Spring Hill throw-in at the 30-meter line. Number 16, Joa Phillips sets up for made the penalty kick. We have number 2, Alejandro Chavez, that will be setting up for the throw-in. We have a full line out for Spring Hill. And the tree takes the ball. It's going to be a reset of the throw-in. Tree kind of caught the attempted throw-in by Spring Hill, by Chavez. We have a direct pass in and goes to Wilkins. And we have a penalty blow-up. Ref calling not straight is going to be Troy ball. Troy's looking to take the scrum. It's going to be inside Troy territory, just about the 40-meter line. Troy setting up for the scrum. Scrum is set and scrum is engaged. And ball's in. Troy maintaining possession of the ball. Milner gets the ball out to Hessing. Hessing crashes the ball just out and taking it just outside the 45-meter line in Troy territory. Milner gets the ball out to Zedeker. Zedeker crashes in just for a meter gain. Ball's passed out to Miller. Miller takes it over the 50-meter line. Troy gets the ball out to Matthews. Matthews is stopped immediately at the 50. Three-man tackle on Matthews. Scrum half Milner, and we have a penalty. We have not rolling away. Penalty advantage to Troy. Milner will be setting up for the kick into touch. And the ball is kicked into touch, caught by the tree, and it is in Spring Hill territory just at the 45-meter line. Just to let you know, the game score is still 10-5, Troy leading in the second half. As we set up for the play, Fortuna setting up to throw the ball in. And we have a knock-on by Troy and goes into touch. It's going to be a Spring Hill ball. Setting up for the scrum at the 45-meter line. No, we will be having a throw-in from touch for Spring Hill. Throw-in being by Alejandro Chavez, number 2. It's going to be a 5-man line out for Spring Hill. And the ball is taken in by number 18, Dan Campbell. Campbell passes out to Phillips. Phillips gets the ball out to number 12, Enneman. Enneman is taken down inside Troy territory, just inside the 45-meter line. We have a ruck form. Ward gets the ball out. And it looks like number 8, Campos, dodges a player and gets it in. I'm sorry, that was number 18, Dan Campbell. So we have a knock-on. We have a knock-on on the penalty. It's going to be a knock-on advantage to Spring Hill. We're about 5 meters outside the 22, so we're about the 27 or so 30-meter line. Ward setting up to put the ball in. We have movement under early movement into scrum. It's going to be a free kick to Troy. Troy setting up to be able to setting up the pods for the forward crash. Ball goes to Matthews. James Matthews dodges one player and goes into a ruck. Ruck is taken down just at the 35-meter line, and we have a penalty. We have a penalty advantage to Spring Hill. And penalty advantage to Spring Hill. We have time offs as the ref takes the time to be able to talk with his line judge to determine exactly what the penalty's nature is. As the ref tries to explain it out to the Spring Hill players, trying to determine who exactly is having the penalty. It looks like it's going to be a penalty against Spring Hill College. So it'll be a penalty advantage for Troy. Troy will be taking the ball at the 35-meter line inside Troy territory. And it looks like there was a little confusion for Troy, and we got a mass tackling of scrum half Eric Milner. James Matthews for Troy takes, and we have another penalty. Looks like we're trying to figure out exactly what the full confusion was for that play. Looks like we have a sub. Number 22, Danny Wall, coming in for number 11, Kyle Avery. All right, we're about to set up for the scrum. It'll be Spring Hill advantage inside Troy territory, just about 4 meters outside the 22-meter line. Early movement on the scrum has been a bane on these two teams as they have been forced to reset just about every single scrum that they have done so far. The antsiness of trying to take the advantage early does not always work to the benefit of either team. Scrum is getting reset. And scrum is in. We have a little bit of turn. And Ward gets the ball out. Ball is passed out and missed by Phillips. But Flynn picks up the drop ball going backwards. It is still Spring Hill ball, and we have another whistle by the ref. We're going to have a scrum advantage going to Troy. It looks like we're going to be calling on the knock-on and happen to go backwards. Looks like we have a bit of an injury on the field. It looks like Ryan Flynn for Spring Hill is down. Looks like Mitcher is back on from being in sin bin. As we're setting up for the scrum on the backwards pass knock-on. All right, as both teams setting up for the scrum. And scrum is engaged. It'll be Spring Hill advantage, and the ball is put in, and Spring Hill is getting turned. It looks like it's still Spring Hill ball. Ward takes it to the far left outside hash and is taken down immediately. Ball is picked up by Mitzer. Mitzer takes the ball to the outside, gets it to the 22-meter line. Picked up by Johanna Phillips. Ward gets the ball out. Ball's passed out to number 3, Mike Short. Short's taken outside the 22. Ball's passed into Wilkins. Wilkins takes it inside the Troy 22. Phillips does another crash, gets it inside the 22-meter line. Ball's passed out to number 6, Schmaltz, and we have a penalty. This is going to be a penalty advantage for Spring Hill. This is going to be at the 22-meter line. The score is 10-5 Troy as Spring Hill is starting to creep into the red zone for Troy. Number 16, Phillips takes the ball in, dodges a player, breaks 2 tackles, and gets it in for the outside left hash. Number 16, Jonah Phillips, for the second score of the half. As we set up, it is tie game 10-10. Spring Hill is setting up for the point after. Looks like number 3, Mike Short, will be setting up to make the point after kick for Spring Hill. Mike Short prepares, takes a deep breath, backs up, sets up, and the kick goes off the arches. It will be a tie game. Middle of the second half, 10-10. Spring Hill will be receiving the ball. Troy setting up for the kick. It is 10-10. We're about halfway through this second half. Spring Hill setting up for the kick. Forwards are on the far right side. Backs are on the left. Troy setting up to kick. Milner is going to be making the kick. We're waiting on the ref to be able to. We're waiting on the ref to finish talking with Spring Hill head coach Justin Gonan. Looks like we got a pretty decent crowd out here for this Spring Hill Troy game. People just getting excited. Waiting still for the ref to finally figure out exactly what is going on, explaining to Troy at this point. Troy scrum half Eric Milner. And Eric gets the ball off. It is recovered by Spring Hill. Campbell passes out to Mitcher. Mitcher blazes past the outside center for Troy. Takes it on to the inside. And the score! That is Mike Mitzer on the kick return for Spring Hill College, putting the score up 15-10. Setting up for the point after, just getting it on the far right side of the field, taking it at the corner just at the hash marks. Mike Short's going to prepare for preparing for the point after. Looks like Ryan Flynn is back in the game after injury. Mike Short prepares, setting up for the kick, and the kick is good. It is 17. It is 17-10. Spring Hill takes the lead for the first time since the early first half of the game, when it was simply 5-3. Troy setting up for the kickoff. Spring Hill getting ready to receive. We have about, I want to say, 10 minutes remaining in this game. As we prepared, Eric Milner for Troy setting up for the kick. And the kick is off. And it is recovered by number 18, Campbell. Spring Hill rucks over. Ward gets the ball out to Phillips. Phillips takes the ball out to Flynn. Flynn cuts inside, sets a stiff arm, passes out to number 12, Enneman, but it is a knock-on by Enneman, and it will be a scrum advantage inside Troy territory for Troy. Oh yeah, we have a scrum set up for Troy, setting up to take the scrum. Troy holding the scrum, and looks like Spring Hill takes the ball on the outside. Number 8, Campos, stiff arms Milner. I'm sorry, that was not Campos. That was number 18, Dan Campbell, with a stiff arm, but the ball goes into touch. It's going to be Troy ball inside their territory, about the 30-meter line. Fortuna setting up to throw the ball in for Troy. It's going to be a 3-man line out, 4-man line out for Troy. And number 5, Salary gets the ball. Troy gets the ball inside. It is a ruck. Spring Hill tries to recover the ball inside the ruck, but Campbell knocks the ball on the ground. It's going to be Troy ball just outside the 22-meter line, inside Troy territory. As both these teams are setting up for the kick, setting up for the scrum. And scrum is engaged. And it looks like it will be Troy advantage still. And ball is out to Hessing. Hessing almost bobbles the ball to drop it, but there is a knock-on. It's going to be a scrum advantage to Spring Hill inside the 22-meter line in Troy territory. Looks like it is still a close one. Score is 17-10 as we come into the last 10 minutes of this match. It is scrum advantage, and we have a little movement inside the scrum. We have a little bit of movement in the scrum. Scrum is being reset. And scrum is engaged. And we have an 8-man pickup. Campbell takes the ball to the outside and is taken at the edge inside the 10-meter for inside Troy territory. Looks like you have Campos taking it down, and we have a penalty. It's going to be a knock-on ball against Spring Hill. It'll be Troy advantage inside their 5-meter line. As this has been a very close and very intense game in this last few minutes of this match. We have a scrum set up. Troy setting up to put in. We have five backs to the right outside, far side right. We have one back to the far side left. Spring Hill gets control of the ball. Milner makes a tackle on the 8-man, and we have another penalty. This is going to be it's penalty advantage to Troy. As we set up for the scrum again. No, it will be a penalty advantage towards Spring Hill. And we have a collapsed scrum as it was attempted to be turned. Looks like both teams are getting up a little bit slowly after that collapsed scrum. And it looks like we have an injury on the field. Looks like number 3, Mike Short, is holding his head a bit. And we'll be back to figure out exactly what is going on. Want to keep up with rugby news in your region? Check out online YouTube show Grow Rugby. We will keep you up with what's going on in rugby in the United States. Check us out on Fridays or Saturdays. Watch Grow Rugby at www.youtube.com/Gifttime Rugby Network. That's www.youtube.com/Gifttime Rugby Network. We want to thank everyone who has taken the time to support the content that we have here on Gifttime Rugby Network. We want to be able to continue to bring you quality programming and news. We are always looking to find sponsors and advertisers, and if you're interested in bringing your business to the emerging rugby audience, please let us know. We have packages that are cost-effective and efficient for your business. If you'd like to sponsor one of our programs, advertise with us, or just show your support in some small way. All right, it looks like we're back. Email us. It is still scrum advantage going towards Spring Hill. We are inside Spring Hill. We're inside Troy territory at the 5-meter line. Score is 17-10. Spring Hill is up on Troy. As we begin this last component of the game, the ref is trying to set up for all teams, making sure that everyone is on side and is set to go. We are waiting for the scrum to begin. And we have scrum engagement. And scrum is in. Ward gets it out to Phillips. Phillips gets it out to Enneman. Enneman taking it out to the winger. And the winger is taken down immediately. Inside Troy territory, number 8 Campos tries to do a quick cut inside. And it is a score for Campos. Troy goes up 22-10 right before the point after. That is a score by Jacob Campos. Looks like Mike Short is setting up for the extra point.
I think they gave you the wrong. They flipped them. Short is number 1.
Oh, shoot. Okay. So that's Wilkins?
Yeah, that's what.
Okay. Sorry, it is. All right. Connor Wilkins is setting up for the extra point. And Wilkins gets the ball up, and it is in. It is 24-10. Spring Hill up on Troy. All right. Troy's setting up for the kick off, and Spring Hill is preparing to receive. Troy kicks the ball off. Recovered by Phillips. Phillips takes the ball out. It is lodged in, and by Corbin. Corbin is hit immediately, trying to juke out, taken out inside Spring Hill 45. It is passed into number 5, Ian Riddick. Riddick with the knock on, and it will be Troy's ball at the 45-meter line, inside Spring Hill territory. As we prepare for the next setup of scrums. And the scrum is engaged. Troy puts the ball in. And James Matthews takes the ball out on the left side, dodges a tackle, breaks another tackle, passes out to Milner. Milner's in the open field, taking it down as number 9 Ward takes down Milner from behind before the score. Troy gets the ball, Matthews picks it up and is taken down at the 3-meter line. It is a huge ruck down at the goal line for Troy. Milner tries to crash the ball inside, and we got a score. It is 24-15. Milner on the late score for Troy. As they set up for the point after. Milner taking it out from the far left hash mark. Trying to make this into a one-score game. And the point after is missed. It is going to be 24-15. Spring Hill is still leading. Troy's quickly setting up to return the ball. Spring Hill is trying to get the quick kickoff advantage to throw off this unprepared Troy team. Troy's already set up, getting ready to receive the kickoff. Ward getting ready to kick for Spring Hill. And the ball is kicked off. It is a short kick. It does not go 10, and it is recovered by Jacob Campos. It is going to be Troy ball. And it looks like they're going to set up for a 50-meter scrum. It's going to be Troy advantage. Troy getting into 15, down 24-15 late in the second half. This game has been incredibly intense. Both teams really turning it on in the second half of the game, reducing the amount of penalties that they have after a very, very penalized first half. The scrum is advantage, and we got another scrum penalty. It looks like it'll be a free kick for Spring Hill. Spring Hill quickly backing up. Phillips takes the ball, and we have a whistle blown as it was kicked forward. Refs talking with the players. It is still Spring Hill ball. Jonah Phillips still taking the ball for the scrum, and the ball is kicked off. I guess it was no longer a free kick, it was a penalty kick, and it'll be in Troy territory just about the 40-meter line. And that is game. That is game. It is Spring Hill 24, Troy 15. What a great game by all players. Hope everyone feels good about that one because that was a tough one.